Hi guys, welcome. This is a 2026 reading. We are going to look at the kind of year you're stepping into and what it's going to feel like for you. It will be a pick a card reading. I will have two groups. So now I'm going to shuffle the cards and get one card for each group. And then you can pick the group that you like, group number 1 or group number 2. So let's see the overall energy for 2026 for group number 1. So that's going to be group number 1, and let's pick an overall energy for 2026 for group number 2. So this will be group number 2. So take a second, look at the groups, and go with the one you feel pulled towards. Don't overthink it. And this reading will be all about real energy, real situations, and real choices in 2026. I'm also going to be putting timestamps down below in the description, so you can use that as well. And now I will start with the group number 1. Hello, group number 1. If you chose this group, this reading is about the energy you'll be stepping into in 2026 and how life will feel for you and how you will move through it. So we are looking at the overall energy first, and then I'm going to go into love, work, and money, and I'm going to be looking at what you're done with and what needs your attention, and then finally an advice for 2026. So let's see what you got. And we have inspiration and courage. So the overall energy for you looks like this is you finally feeling a push to do something you've been thinking about for a while. I feel like you will start getting ideas, you will feel motivated again, and instead of talking yourself out of things, you will feel more willing to try things. So this doesn't mean that you won't feel nervous, you will, but the difference in 2026 is that fear won't stop you the way it used to. So this feels like a year where you trust yourself more. I feel like you will be taking small risks. And I feel like you will stop waiting for the perfect moment. So overall, 2026 will be about moving forward, even if you don't have all the answers yet. And I feel like you will be realizing that you are more capable than you think. So that's the overall energy for the next year. And now let's see what's going to be happening in love for you. Let's take a look what will be happening in love for group number 1 in 2026. We have 10 of Cups, and we have Knight of Pentacles. All right, group number 1, your love life actually looks pretty solid for 2026. And I don't say that lightly. We have the 10 of Cups. And the 10 of Cups is emotional happiness. This is all about feeling safe, feeling understood. And this is the kind of love where you're not constantly guessing how the other person feels. So you're not anxious all the time, and that's important. But then we have the Knight of Pentacles. And this is showing how this comes in when it comes to love. I feel like love is going to come in very slowly, very steady, very consistent energy. This is not someone that's rushing you or love bombing you or making big promises they cannot keep. Honestly, it might feel almost boring at first, but I think in a good way. So the Ten of Cups here shows the emotional goal, and the Knight of Pentacles shows how you get there. So I feel like your love in 2026 will be building step by step. I don't see any drama. I just see someone showing up. And after what you've been through, that's probably exactly what you need. So this tells me that in 2026, you will not have to chase love. You won't have to prove yourself. I feel like love will come through consistency, through someone who does what they say and what they're going to do. And I feel like it's going to take patience, but it's going to be worth it. So it's not going to be anything dramatic or breathtaking. It's going to feel real and stable and very emotionally fulfilling for you. So that's actually a great energy for love. Group number 1. Now let's see what's going to be happening with work and money in 2026 for group number 1. What's going to be happening with money and work. And we have Ace of Wands, and we have the World energy. So when it comes to work and money, this energy actually feels very exciting. And that's not something you hear every day. So the Ace of Wands is the moment where something clicks for you. I feel like you might be getting an idea, or you will feel motivated again. And I feel like you're going to have this energy of you thinking that you can do this, whatever that is for you. And I feel like it's been a while since you felt that. And then with the World card, I feel like this is finishing something. This is closing a chapter. And it's also about seeing results. So this card is not showing me any struggle here. It's actually showing me like you are arriving to something. Something is closing, like a chapter is closing here. So what I like about these two cards together is actually the contrast. The Ace is the very beginning and the World is the very end. So I feel like in 2026, you're not just starting random things anymore. I feel like you're starting something you will actually complete. So that's big for you. Now the Ace is number 1, so these are new beginnings, new direction. And the World is number 21, which breaks down to 3. And this is all about growth and expansion and recognition. So this is showing me a very clear path. It's starting with the idea, and then the effort and the payoff. So this is not a wasted energy here. This could look like you finally committing to a project, or starting something you've been putting off, or even stepping into a position where people actually see your value. And financially, this feels like things are coming full circle. So I feel like work and money in the next year are not just about starting over. I feel like they're about finishing very strong. So that's a very good energy for money and work, group number 1. And now let's see, what are you leaving behind? What are you done with in 2026? What are you leaving behind? We have 10 of Pentacles, and we have the 5 of Swords. So this energy is actually very clear, and this is what you're done with going into 2026. The 10 of Pentacles is all about long-term security, family expectations, stability, and doing what you're supposed to do. So this is that energy of playing it safe. And then the 5 of Swords is conflict. This is all about winning at all costs, arguments that go nowhere, and a lot of power struggle. So these two cards, when together, are telling me something really important here. I feel like you are done fighting just to keep the peace. And I feel like you're done arguing just to maintain stability here. So we have number 10, which is completion and end of the cycle, and we have number 5, which is conflict and tension. So this is clearly showing me that in 2026, you will stop choosing battles that cost you your peace. And I feel like you're not going to try to win anymore. You will just try to be okay here. So in real life terms, this could look like walking away from toxic family dynamics, because 10 of Pentacles is all about family as well. You could be stepping out of work drama, for example, or not proving yourself to people who never listen anyway. And I feel like that's growth, even if it feels uncomfortable for you. So I feel what you're done with here is actually sacrificing your peace just to keep things looking stable. So I feel like that's a really good energy to leave behind in 2026. Now, let's see what's going to need your attention in 2026. What's going to need your attention, group number 1? We have the Chariot, and we have the 2 of Pentacles. So we have the Chariot here, and Chariot is movement. So things picking up speed, you having drive, you wanting to push forward. So you're not going to be stuck in 2026. And if anything, you're going to be moving really fast. So this is showing me you taking control, going after your goals, and saying that you will be doing whatever that is your way. And then we have the 2 of Pentacles, and this is showing juggling. So too many things at once. You will be trying to keep everything going, switching back and forth between priorities, and this is where stress can sneak in for you. So I feel like in the next year you will want to move forward fast, but you will also be trying to manage too much at the same time. And I feel like that's where the problems could arise. You might be saying yes to many things, and you might stretch yourself a little bit here. You could also be trying to keep everyone happy while chasing your own goals at the same time. So in real life, this can show up as taking on extra work while starting something new, or balancing 2 income streams, maybe juggling personal life and ambition. So it's gonna be a little bit different for everyone here. I'm just trying to give you some real life examples how this can play out. And I feel like some of you could be saying that you can handle whatever that is when you are already overloaded. It's that kind of energy. And I feel like nobody will see how much you're actually doing here, but you will feel it. So the Chariot is number 2, which is all about balance and choices. So it's all about control. So your attention in 2026 needs to go towards choosing what actually deserves your energy. And not everything does, right? So in 2026, I feel like success will not come from doing more. I feel like it will come from doing less, but doing it on purpose. So I feel like what needs your attention is you pacing yourself so momentum doesn't turn into a burnout. And now let's take a look at what's the advice for you in 2026. Let's see, what's the advice for group number 1 for 2026? And we have King of Wands, and we have the Devil. Okay, so this looks really clear to me. And this is a very strong energy advice wise. The King of Wands is about stepping into your confidence, owning your ideas, owning your direction, leading instead of waiting. So this is you knowing what you want finally. So the advice for 2026 is to stop playing small or doubting yourself once you made a decision. And the devil shows up, and this is all about patterns, things you keep going back to, habits you know are not good for you, situations that drain you but feel familiar, that kind of energy. So this can be people, this could be something at work, or even in your own mind. So I feel like in 2026, you need to lead your life, not your habits. And that's the difference. Because the King of Wands here is telling you to take control, and the devil is saying to stop letting all patterns run the show. So the advice is to cut off situations that keep pulling you back, to say no to what feels tempting but it will cost you later, and choosing long-term confidence over short-term comforts. So that will not always be easy, but that's the advice. The King of Wands is all about leadership, and the devil is all about attachment. So in 2026, the energy that you will be getting is actually going to be about, are you in control or are you reacting? So you can be mindful of that. So I feel like in 2026, you don't need more motivation. I feel like you just need discipline around what you allow in your life. And once you do that, everything else lines up. So the advice here is really simple. Just lead yourself and stop feeding what holds you back. So that's what I'm saying for you, group number 1. This year is really about stepping into your own confidence, moving forward on your own terms, and just letting go of patterns that no longer fit who you are becoming. And I feel like you're more ready for that than you think. So if this resonated, feel free to like the video or leave a comment. It really helps my channel. And if you would like a personal reading, all the information is in the description. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you in the next reading or in group number 2. Hello, group number 2. If you chose this group, this reading is about the energy that you will be stepping into in 2026. And I'm going to be looking at what life is going to feel like for you and what's taking up space in your mind and emotionally as well. So let's start with the overall energy. And we have prayers and wishes. And after this, I'm going to be moving into your love life, work and money, what you're done with, and what needs your attention. And finally, I will be looking at the advice for 2026. So let's take a look at this overall energy here. And we have prayers and wishes. So the overall energy for you is all about hope here. I feel like this is you wanting things to change. You are wanting something better here. I also feel like you want some answers or movement or relief. That's why we have prayers. So this tells me that 2026 is a year where you will be thinking a lot about what you actually want and not what you've settled for, not what you've accepted, but what you wish your life to look like. So this is not a passive energy. This is not just wishing and waiting. I feel like this is the kind of year where once you admit what you want, things start lining up around that. So I feel like clarity will come first for you, and then movement will come as well right after the clarity comes in. So I feel like overall the next year feels like a turning point here for you, where hope comes back and you start believing again that things really can change. So that's a good energy to be in with group number 1. And now let's take a look at what's going to be happening in love for you in 2026. Okay, so let's see what's going to be happening in love for group number 2 in 2026. We have 2 of Wands in reverse, and we have the Emperor. Okay, so looking at this, love feels very serious and very real, and not in a bad way. So the 2 of Wands in reverse are showing me hesitation. This is not knowing which direction to go. Feeling unsure about making a move and staying stuck because you're afraid of choosing something wrong. So I feel like this is that energy of you thinking that you can mess something up. That's the feeling I'm getting. So I feel like love will bring moments where you realize that you've been waiting instead of deciding. So you look very indecisive here. And then we have the Emperor, and this is the opposite energy of 2 of Wands in reverse. This is all about structure, clear intentions, and someone who knows what they actually want. So this is not mixed signals energy. So I feel like love in 2026 will push you out of indecision. Like you won't be able to sit on the fence anymore. And honestly, that might feel very uncomfortable at first for you. But I feel like this can show that someone's stepping up and making their intentions clear. Or you realizing that you need to take control of your love life instead of waiting for things to happen. So it's going to be different for all of you, but I feel either someone stepping up and telling you their intentions very clearly, or you just need to realize to take control. So I feel like if you've been dealing with any kind of uncertainty in love, or you've been in situationships or almost relationships, I feel like that will change in the next year. I feel like love will become more defined, more structured, and more intentional. And I feel like there will be no more guessing games here. So with this energy, I feel like in next year, you will need to stop waiting for clarity, and you will need to start creating it for yourself. Like you need to start creating that clarity for yourself. So love this year is about choosing direction and standing in it with confidence. And now let's take a look at the money and work. What's going to be happening there for group number 2, money and work. We have 9 of Wands in reverse, and we have the Hanged Man. So group number 2, I feel like work and money in the next year are going to feel different and not in the way you might expect. The 9 of Wands is showing me burnout, being tired, and it's in reverse. So I'm feeling like you're going to be feeling like you've been pushing for a long time, and honestly, you will feel like being close to giving up. I feel like you will be very exhausted. This is a exhaustion energy. So I feel like in 2026, you will realize that you cannot keep working the same way you have been. And then we have the Hanged Man. So this is a pause. This is stop forcing progress. This is looking at things differently. And this is not about quitting. It's about changing how you approach things. So when you put these together, the message here is that you're done pushing through burnout just to survive. So 2026, I feel like you're going to have to stop, you're going to have to reassess, and you're going to have to rethink how you make money or how you approach work. And that can feel very uncomfortable if you're used to grinding. And how can this really show up in real life situations? So this can show up as stepping back from a draining job. This can show up as you rethinking your career direction or taking a break to figure out what actually makes sense for you, or even changing how much energy you give versus how much you get back. So it will be a little bit different for everybody, of course, but this is what it comes down to. So I feel like you are realizing that effort alone will not be enough anymore. So I feel like the progress won't come from pushing harder. It will come from changing your perspective. And once you do that, things start to make more sense. So work and money in the next year is all about you stop running, being exhausted, and start working smarter, not harder. Now, let's take a look what you're done with. What is behind you in 2026? We have Page of Swords, and we have the Four of Cups. Okay, so we have the Page of Swords, and this one is all about analyzing, overthinking, over-questioning everything. This is all about thinking instead of living. So I feel like you've been stuck in your head a lot, probably replaying some conversations or wondering what things mean, trying to figure people out. And then with the Four of Cups, this is emotional boredom, feeling disconnected, feeling just meh about things, not very excited, not devastated, but just kind of checked out. So this is that kind of quiet feeling of not being satisfied. So when we put these two together, the message here for you is that you are done overthinking things that don't even make you happy. And that's the truth. You're done analyzing situations that leave you emotionally really empty. And I feel like you're done giving mental energy to people or situations that don't actually fulfill you. So what this looks like in real life. This could look like stopping yourself from checking, watching, or waiting. It could look like no longer chasing clarity from people who give mixed energy, or choosing peace over being curious, and also walking away from situations that don't emotionally feed you. So I feel like you will be realizing that curiosity alone is not enough. And I feel like in 2026, you will stop asking why about things that already feel empty. So I feel like what you're done with here is that mental noise around emotional dead ends. So I feel like that's a really good energy to leave behind, group number 2. And now let's see what's going to need your attention in 2026. What's going to need group 2 attention in 2026? We have Three of Wands, and we have Ace of Cups in reverse. Okay, so this is what's going to need your attention in 2026. And this one feels kind of emotional. So let's start with Three of Wands. This is all about looking ahead, thinking about what's next, waiting for things to move, and wondering if what you're hoping for is actually going to show up. So this is a very future-focused energy. So I feel like in the next year, you'll be thinking a lot about where your life is going, especially emotionally. And then we have this Ace of Cups that it's in reverse. And this is showing me emotional blocks. Feeling empty, feeling disconnected from your feelings, or realizing that your heart is not fully open anymore. So this can look like staying strong on the outside, but feeling a little drained on the inside. So I feel like in 2026, you'll be looking towards the future, but part of you will feel very emotionally closed off. And that's what needs attention. So you cannot plan the next chapter if you're emotionally running, being empty emotionally. So in real life, this can show up as waiting for something new while you're still feeling numb, or wanting change but not feeling excited. It can show up as moving forward without checking in with your own emotional needs, or just ignoring how tired you feel emotionally. So you don't need more plans, you just need to kind of refuel your emotional energy. So in the next year, what needs your attention is your emotional openness, being emotionally open. You don't have to force positivity, being like very positive 100% of the time. You don't have to pretend that you're fine, but you just need to give yourself space to feel again. So what really needs your attention is reconnected with your emotions before you move forward. So group number 2, this year is really about being honest with yourself about what you want, what you've been holding on to, and what you're ready to open your heart to again. And that kind of honesty really takes courage. So if this has resonated, feel free to like the video or leave a comment. It really helps me and my channel. And if you'd like a personal reading, all the information is in the description. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you in the next reading.